figures down like a gambler. You don't really did know you.
Welcome back to another vlog. If you're new here, my name is Tatiana and I focus on life and wellness in my 40s. And I was just in the bathroom getting ready to head out to Barnes & Noble, and I thought about it, and I want to talk about how I read 56 books this year as a wife, mother of 3, full-time employee, and content creator. So I've always been an avid reader, but after giving birth to my daughter in 2022, I kind of slowed down on my reading because I felt like I didn't have a lot of free time. And anytime I sat down somewhere, girl, I was dozing off. So I just didn't have the energy at that time. And back in 2024, during the summertime, I kept hearing about these great popcorn thrillers by this author named Frida McFadden. So I decided to read The Housemaid, and I read the book within like 2 or 3 days. And after that, I was locked in. I was excited to read again because I was reading things that I enjoyed. And I ended up making reading part of my wellness routine. I made it a non-negotiable. I dedicated 2025 to focusing on weight loss and wellness. And reading became not only a part of my quiet time, but it also became a time that I kept my mind sharp. I learned new concepts and ideas and challenged myself, and that's really important to me. And once I got excited about reading, I made the choice that reading would be a part of my everyday. It would be a part of my routine. So just like I would get up and go to the gym or go for a walk or take a shower, reading became a non-negotiable in my life. So reading every night without fail has become a non-negotiable for me. So once we put the kids down and they go to bed and I shower and tuck myself in, I grab my Kindle, I grab my book, and I give myself that time to wind down and enjoy something. And if I'm being honest, like I love movies and TV shows, but with how busy my schedule has been lately, it's really hard for me to sit down and lock in on things like I used to watch things. So reading books has kind of filled in the gap for me to have those stories. Number 2, so once I got on board with reading, of course, I started to follow book influencers. I turned to BookTube, BookTok, Bookstagram, and I followed people like Britton Her Books, Trey Reads, Shauna C. Schroeder, Kalila D, Eden's Archives, and Talia. And this allowed me to keep books on my feed, to keep books in my algorithm so that I was always excited about my next read. All of these people give amazing book reviews, and I was able to keep a running list of books that I was excited to read. Following the bookish content creators that I mentioned and so many more have kept me interested in reading because I'm constantly seeing books on my feed, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. My feeds are full of books, and it keeps me excited because there's always something new. There are always book reviews, and I'm putting those on my to be read list. So when I'm reading one book, I see what I want to read next on my TBR, or sometimes I skip my TBR because one of the content creators had done a review on a book that sounds so amazing that I'm locked and loaded to read that next book. So that keeps me excited. Now, with that said, I'm really excited for my next read, which I saw on TikTok. So let's head to Barnes & Noble and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. All right, guys, so I finally made it to Barnes & Noble, and I came here to grab a read that I saw recommended by Grapey Del Taco on TikTok. Now, I am a huge mystery, thriller, horror girly when it comes to books. Now, I did do some deep dives into romance and fantasy this year, and I enjoyed those as well, but I'm diehard about horror and thrillers. And so I came to grab Mother Thing by Ainsley Hogarth. So from what Grapey Del Taco said, this book will be my type of party. Weird, funny, thriller, horror type of vibe. And last year in 2025, I started my year with another thriller that I absolutely love. It's called We Used to Live Here. It had a Spirited Away reference. It just kicked off my reading year perfectly, and I'm hoping that Mother Thing will do the same thing. So outside of coming to Barnes & Noble, walking around, taking in the smell of the books and the coffee and everything, some of the other ways that I go about getting inspired to add exciting books to my TBR is going to indie bookstores, checking out what they have. Also, I check out my local libraries. The local libraries around me all have display areas for new books, popular books, and every single time I go in there, I find something that looks interesting, which is really cool because that also helps me to save money. Another thing I've done to keep myself inspired to read books is I opted for the Barnes & Noble membership, and it is 100% worth it. So this book was $18. With my membership discount and the sale that they're running this weekend, the book was only $13. So it's worth it. So another way I've stayed really excited about reading was by joining Book of the Month. Now, Book of the Month is a subscription service that gives you early access to books by new and existing authors. And you usually get them a couple of weeks early. So each month they send you an email to let you know that it's time to select your books. And you get to select from about 4 or 5, I think, different options, and they ship the book to you. They send you a bookmark. It's really cute. And I personally think it's worth it because there are times where I'm like, oh, I don't know what I feel like reading. And I am very much a mood reader. And I've seen my Book of the Month, options, and I'm excited about reading again for the week. And it just brings in some variety. It introduces you to new authors. They also have audiobooks. They also have cute merch. I got a really cool hat from them. So the third thing I did to read 56 books this year was utilize audiobooks. So whether I'm commuting, cleaning, cooking, working, I take the opportunity to turn on an audiobook. And the apps I use for audiobooks are library apps like Hoopla. Your library card, you can get 8 media rentals from Hoopla every month. There's also Libby. Libby is a fantastic app to get not only audiobooks, but you can also get ebooks as well. I will say this about Libby though. If it's a very popular book, they'll let you know if you're 5th in line, they'll let you know if you're 364th in line, but they will let you know. Hoopla, on the other hand, you will be able to borrow from right away, and you get your 8 borrows every single month. And both of those apps you can get for free with your library card. So in addition to Hoopla and Libby, I also use Libro Fm, which is an audiobook app that allows you to either get 1 audiobook per month or 2 audiobooks per month. So the proceeds of what you pay monthly for your audiobook subscription goes directly to an indie bookstore of your choice, which I think is a wonderful way to support indie bookstores. I love the convenience of audiobooks because it gives you the opportunity to multitask. So whatever I need to do, I can always pop my headphones on and do some reading. I also use audiobooks when I transition to a new book. So sometimes, let's say I'm going from something that was like fast paced and horror, and now my next read is going to be like a slow romance. There are often times where I'll get myself acclimated with a new read by listening to the audiobook, by turning the audiobook on, putting it somewhere else in the house, and going over and washing the dishes or doing some sort of chore where I'm not going to be touching my phone, so that I can listen to like at least a chapter or 2 so that I can get invested into a new world. I am very much a mood reader, and so sometimes when I come off one book and go over into a new one, I'll find myself reading the same paragraph over and over again because I'm really missing the book that I had before, and now I'm trying to get into a new book. The fourth thing I do is keep my Kindle with me at all times. So no matter if I have an appointment or wherever I am, I can always pop my Kindle out and read. It's one of the most convenient things ever. And yes, you do have the ability to download the Kindle app on an iPhone. But my thing is, the reason why I love the Kindle is because it keeps me from being distracted. When I try to read on my phone, I get really distracted by the notifications. So having my Kindle keeps me locked in. It also gives me access to so many books that I would have never found otherwise, especially by indie authors. So I love having my Kindle and bringing it with me everywhere that I go. So if you're thinking about buying a Kindle, it's your time. And the fifth thing I did to read 56 books in 2025 was commit to a weekly book date. So usually after my workout at the gym on Saturdays, I would find a local cafe or eatery that I could sit in and read for about an hour. And that gave me the ability to cool down, decompress, get some food in my system, and have some good coffee. Now today, I stopped by Dole and got a Vietnamese coffee, which is my absolute favorite thing. Finding a cute and cozy cafe to read in has also been been really inspiring, and it helps me to stay productive in my reading. Setting aside that hour every Saturday for a book date, it romanticizes reading and it gives me the opportunity to really zoom in on my favorite hobby. By doing this, not only do I get to discover local businesses, I also get to support local businesses, which is one of my absolute favorite things. Now, with that said, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to enjoy my Vietnamese coffee. I'm going to start up Mother Thing. And I am going to be thinking about how many books I want to read in 2026. So my goal this year was 50, but I was able to get to 56, which makes me think I may be able to read 60 in 2026. I'm not sure yet. I will definitely let y'all know. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.